Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk About Christianity. I am Keith, and I'm joined by Zach and Jared this morning. We're missing Pablo. Um,
Pablo's always missing.
well, Pablo is out of work right now,
Right.
and so he's like, "Hey, I'm free whenever. I can record
Right.
whenever," and then sends a message at 6 o'clock this morning and saying that they don't have power. Um, so, we don't know what's up with that. I hope that this is just a temporary thing for them,
Right.
but it is a matter of concern.
It's kind of like playing the game Where's Waldo, but this time it's Where's Pablo? And we have to ask that
Where's
question a lot
Pablo?
because Pablo's gone a couple times now. He takes a lot of vacations. It's not built into the budget, though, because we don't really have a budget. But
He's spraying that field right over there, so I'm gonna have
he's
to deal
very
with that
concerned with the crop duster.
The crop duster he just flew right over my house here just a second ago. But
So, Keith, on a scale of 1 to 10, how sad are you that you're not going to get to watch your Cardinals on opening day just yet?
I'm devastated. I
gonna
really
say.
am.
I figured
And
that's why you had
the
your Cardinals
reason
stuff.
no, the reason that I'm wearing it today is because today is on the schedule was the home opener.
Ah, okay.
And so it's like hashtag STL stay home opener. You see what they did there? Stay home.
I see it.
Home opener, you know. Stay home opener, and I didn't bring any of the signs, but I actually made signs for all of the healthcare workers that we have within our congregation, and actually I printed them off, and it was one of those, the tray wasn't pulled out, so they're actually laying in the floor, in the on the desk in there, or not by the desk, but I want to give shout outs to Lena, Jared's wife, who is at work today, and Tamara and Rose, and who was the other one? Who was another one? Who did I
Got
forget?
another healthcare worker.
Oh man, Lori, Dr. Lori, who is, she's not actually working right now, but she's planning to be working again soon. That still cracks me up. Jared, you stop by the dentist's house and she gives you a cinnamon bun.
I'm telling you, it's how she keeps in business. She got to stay in business. That's
job security. Ginger, how did I forget Ginger?
Ginger, I don't know if I've interacted with Lori since I've been here, and she has not given me something full of sugar.
I'm telling you, man.
Really?
Job security. Security.
Yeah, I tell you
You're
what,
coming back.
Lori is not only a good dentist, she's a good business person as well.
She is. She's got a great business mind.
I tell you what, Lori, our hats are off to you. It's we came home the other night. Emma and I did. We'd been out, and it was 6:45, and we walked in the door. I said, Emma, you know what time it is? It's game time, but there's no game.
Jared, I think you're going to get dragged to a couple of Cardinals games this year too. I hope you like baseball.
Yeah, I do. I'm a Cardinals fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also a big basketball fan, so I've been in grieving for a month now anyways.
Yeah, I'm a big Who's your team? Is it Alabama?
It's not. In fact, it's Duke. That's where I was born, was in Durham. And so
we can't let him on the podcast anymore.
And then
that sealed it right there.
Yeah, well, his trench coat is covering up his Alabama shirt. Yeah.
I could have dealt with Alabama. I can't deal with Duke. I just can't do it. Oh goodness, me and Jared are gonna be the best of friends.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. We're still dealing with the crop duster. You may catch a glimpse of him there because he's right behind me. It is, well, and I was telling Zach the story. Jared kind of lives the story, but Yesterday, I just came to the decision that I was not going out, period, unless I had to. And that was going to include going to the office. I know I'm still probably going to end up at the office every day, but I'm not going to go down there and stay right now, just because why my greatest concern is passing it on to somebody else, or passing anything on to somebody else right now.
You're right. And like, because, I don't know. I mean, it is affecting younger people as well, but I feel like it affects older people in a different way than it affects younger people. And so
I don't
think
know. I have, you start reading the statistics, and I hate statistics, but you start reading the statistics, and the mortality rate of this coronavirus is still only, even here in the States, it's kind of holding steady about that 1.3%, somewhere in there. And when you stop and you think about that, those aren't terrible odds.
No.
But you keep reading of all of these young, healthy individuals who, as Zach, I'm sure, will be quick to point out, are much younger than I am, and much healthier than I am, and no rhyme or reason. And so but no, I think, and I think the greatest concern of all of this is exposing someone else who should not be exposed.
Yeah.
And I read, I don't know how many stories I've read. Two of them have come out of Georgia. One of them from a church where they were continuing to have services, and this has been a couple of weeks ago. And I'm wanting to say like 40 members of the congregation tested positive, and there were even a couple of fatalities as a result of it. But then there was a funeral down around Albany, Georgia. Zach, just go ahead and mute yourself and tell her what you need to tell her. Hey, Miranda.
He said, hey.
But there was a funeral in Dougherty County, Georgia, down near Albany, and over 400 people infected and 26 deaths directly tied to that funeral. And that's just that's just incredibly mind-blowing. And I don't remember who had posted that story on Facebook, but they made the caption, if you are still holding person-to-person worship services, you need to give strong consideration to this. And then, of course, there was that church in Tampa that had services on Sunday, and there ended up being an arrest related to that because of the stay-at-home order that they have, and things like that. But which is a whole different discussion. But listen, I'm taking a different view than I've heard a lot of people express. There are a lot of people that have made arguments in favor of continuing to meet to worship. There are a lot of people who have made arguments in favor of not. But this we're so tied to the church building, and we try to teach our kids from the time that they're this tall, that the church is not the building, and then we're tied to the building. And I've thought about doing a sermon, and it would be impossible to do at Shady Acres, just because of the layout of the building. But I would love to do. Did you hear that woodpecker? That was a woodpecker. He's
out in the beautiful nature today.
I've got pollen just falling all over me right now, but and that's why I'm all congested and stopped up, because of of all the pollen. So what do? I go outside. But yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Woodpecker. No, I was not talking about the woodpecker.
Sermon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Turn the auditorium around to where you're facing the door. I would love to do that and have a sermon, where it was oriented facing the door instead of everybody having their backs to the door, because the church is out there,
Right.
not in there. But we're so tied to the building that we forget that. I have no idea what time we started. I didn't mark it, so we're probably going to go over again today. That's okay.
No budget, no time
It's
limit.
kind of like the budget, yeah. Are we really counting? So anyway, the whole point of this is, if the church really is out there instead of in here, and in here right now is on my patio, but you know what I mean. When are we going to start acting like it?
Well, and the thing that bothers me, and I don't really want to get into this, but what bothers me,
but you're going to anyway.
I'm going to anyway, is the brethren who are absolutely bashing those who are not meeting and still refusing to do anything over the internet and stuff like that. I understand, if you want to still meet, that's your choice. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. But if you can't meet, or if you aren't meeting, then don't bash us or anything of that sort. And you've got a lot of people right now who are pointing fingers, and there's a lot of, the unity is not there right now on these decisions. And it's mostly, I believe, because we are tied to a building. Like you said, Keith, I think we really are. We're tied to the building, even though we are not the building. And so you got a lot of name calling, a lot of bashing going on right now, and it's just not a good look for us, especially in this time where you've got a lot of fear and a lot of worry and a lot of panic going on. And as Christians, we're made for moments like this, and we need to understand that. And it's in these moments that our courage, our unity, and our hope shine bright. Our faith, and it shines bright. Yet there are people who are completely doing away with that because they're too busy getting into it with other brethren over a decision that is specific to each congregation. It's not like we made one big, giant, unified decision. We made specific decisions that were based on our specific needs. And there are older congregations who you're risking everything by meeting because, they're susceptible and they may not bounce back as well as other people. And I know the statistics show that younger people are being infected as well, but I'm still convinced that it is affecting those who have those prior existing medical conditions and who are older. And it's just, we've got to be more unified, and we've got to let our courage and our hope and our faith shine in times like this, because if we don't, then what are we doing? And that's one of the go ahead.
No, I was going to ask if you were done.
Yeah, are you done yet? All right, there we go.
I'm not going to criticize anybody one way or the other, because
right.
I believe that you are correct, that it is it should be up to the individual congregations how they're going to deal with this situation. But and you're right, that is a whole different discussion. That's that I don't know. We've never really done anything like that before, but do we need to find somebody who is making that argument, bring him on the program, and let you and him duke it out, or
it's just bothersome. It's just bothersome. But we want to talk about the different avenues and the different opportunities that there are to worship and to study the Bible on through the internet. I think that was the goal that we were trying to achieve today.
But let me throw this out, and then Jared, I'll let you say what you're saying. There are some in the brotherhood who are completely in favor of autonomy as long as you do it my way.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's a good quote.
Well, I've also been, really impressed with the lengths that some people go to for, this unity. And there's been a lot of people who are older and never thought that they would pay attention to Facebook, like ever in their lives. And you got all these profile pictures of an old man with a selfie that he's not really sure if he took or not. And he's definitely not smiling and just kind of looking kind of like this off to the side maybe. But they're making that effort to do what they got to do. And then you got some people who I was listening to Pulaski Street, and they were talking about how they're recording their service and then sending it out on the radio for people who don't have internet, don't have Facebook or something. So both ways, people are reaching out, trying to hold each other's hand. And
I've been encouraged by that too, Jared, because you have a lot of people who are getting out of their comfort zone. And let's be honest, there are a lot of preachers who are getting out of their comfort zone to try to bring the word to their members in their homes. And look, I think it was Keith a couple of weeks ago said that every preacher in the brotherhood's turned into a televangelist. But it's the truth, because
I never wanted to be that guy.
and now we are. And so we've just got to embrace it, and we've got to realize why we're doing it. And I'm sure you guys have gotten a lot of responses. I know that we've had 4 or 5 responses through our Facebook from people who do not attend with us that are just happy with us that we're bringing those services to them over the internet and really enjoying the lessons and things of that sort. And so it's been very beneficial. And I would say that it's been very beneficial for congregations all across the United States, not just us specifically. I would say that they are getting people watching their worship service and worshiping with them, listening to their lessons, listening to their Bible classes, people that maybe they never could have reached before, but now they are reaching them. And I think it's been great for the church, because now we've stopped focusing so much on the building and we've had to adapt. And we've done a pretty good job at adapting, if I do say so myself. I think every congregation in the Lord's church has done a pretty good job of trying their best to adapt.
Okay, so I think the congregations have done a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And I know, and I want to come back to my main point. I want to chase a rabbit before I even get my main point out.
Okay.
I know, and like what Jared was describing there, recording the services and then airing them on the radio is one option. I have seen just about every setup imaginable, every possibility imaginable, for the way that people are doing it. Now, on week 1 for us, we did not make the decision that we were not going to meet until Saturday afternoon, and then it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to record a sermon and upload it. And that was all that we did on week 1, was record a sermon. This past week, we had more time to prepare. And so we've got everything, all the equipment is there. Of course, we don't have as much equipment as we would like, but we never do. But we had the ability to live stream the entire worship service. And so there was, who was it, Jared? Me and you, and we had 3 of our 4 elders and 2 of their wives, I think. And then Zach Quick was in the sound booth running it all. And so there were 8 of us that were there total, and we got done, and we're like, there's no reason we can't do this again tonight.
Yeah.
And so we came back last Sunday evening, and Jared, you preached, and I think we had the same crowd back. Hey, that was great. We had 100% retention.
In fact,
for Sunday night,
Daniel. So
we had Daniel too, so we actually had more on Sunday night than we did on Sunday morning. But we have tried to keep things as normal as possible. we're doing Bible class on Wednesday night on Zoom. And if any of our listeners, you don't have a Wednesday night Bible study option, if you want to send me an email, I'll send you the login information, and you can join us at 7:00 on Wednesday night, because we're having live in person. Well, not in person, but you know what I mean. It's Zoom,
Right.
but we're having live Bible study on Wednesday night, and interaction is possible. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, Zach, you guys do it a little differently.
Yeah, we're doing pre-recorded on all of our lessons. Yet they all release at 7. You can watch them in our website, on our website, www.paintsfieldchurchofchrist.com, also Facebook and YouTube. So we've got a lot of options. We're going through a fundamental series right now where we're talking about first principles. We concluded last night with we talked about courage, and so this Sunday evening we're going to talk about the Day of Judgment. But it's been great. We've had a lot of people tune into it. Pretty much, I would say, almost all of our members, all 120, 130 people have probably tuned in, with the exception of a couple who are shut in, don't have access to technology, things of that sort. Yet there have been a couple that have went over to I think they've either gone to other people's houses or they've communicated with other people and watched it with them. So it's been pretty encouraging too. And I can't remember who it was. I saw it on Facebook. It may have been Matt Wallen, who's been on the program before. I think he said it was an encouraging thing to see how people were going to other people's houses at first, not now, but at first they were going to other people's houses because we couldn't worship. And so they were worshiping with other folks. And you got families here who are worshiping together. And it's a trying time right now. But I think it's been an encouraging time, in my view, of the situation that we find ourselves in. So
like we have less of a, Main Street, Central, all these churches of Christ, and a little bit more of the World Wide Web Church of Christ.
Yeah. I like that. I like that point too. We're not going by our specific names. We're just being the church, and it's been great. And just know that there are, like Keith said, there are Bible classes. Yes, you all are doing one, and we're doing one, but there are Bible classes all throughout the country right now. Brethren who are putting in the effort to put those together and things of that sort. There's daily devotionals. Tim Dooley does a daily devotional. It's really good. There's a couple. Keith's doing a daily devotional, if I'm not mistaken.
I did it 2 days. I'm just not a video guy. I don't like. Yeah, I'm not a video guy.
You're a televangelist, Keith. You got to be a video guy. You know what I mean? There's another crop duster.
No, it's the same one. Oh. Yeah, but he finished that field, and he's
going to the other field,
headed back south.
Over here by the church building.
No, he's not pointed that direction. But
in other news, I'm getting the hair of a televangelist because I can't get my hair cut right now. I gotta get a haircut. It's getting too long. I'm having to slick it back. It's bad. It's bad times. How's yours, Jared?
Yeah, same. This morning, I was like, man, I gotta go ahead and call him. Like, listen, as soon as you got an open
appointment.
Yeah.
Put me on the calendar for June,
Yeah.
So that gives me an idea for next week.
He says it, and then we'll forget about it.
Doesn't have anything to do. No. I'm going to tell you about it as soon as we get done.
I think we're out of time because I'm pretty sure we started at 10:05. Yeah, we started at 10:05. I'm pretty sure I kept count with it.
I don't think so. Well, anyway, let me throw some ideas out for you.
Okay.
Number one, if you are worshiping at home, try to stick to your normal routine as much as possible. I have a Sunday morning routine that I go through, and it's important to me because it is helping me to prepare for worship. And
Right.
I never really thought of myself as a routine guy, but I'm
You're a
tied to
routine guy.
routines.
You're a routine guy.
Yeah. Number two, and I realize very few anyway are going to dress up as they would if they were going to worship. But, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's going to make some mad, but get out of your pajamas. Put some clothes on anyway, because that has to do with the mindset. It's we've got to worship in spirit and in truth, and the spirit that I have, if I'm wearing a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, is not the same as if I'm wearing my Cardinals t-shirt. And no, I don't have shorts on. I actually see. Okay, I am
It's got
wearing
khakis
pants
on today.
I do it. Yeah. It's not the same mindset, and you need to give consideration to those things. And you have to be willing to say, this isn't working for me. I need to change something. And if it's what I'm wearing, if it is, whatever it might be, you have to be willing to say, I'm going to do better to worship my God. And another thing, we have been distributing the individual single-use communion cups to our members. But you know what? I would encourage you to prepare your own at home, because it, number one, if you've got to go to the church building to get your single-use, individual-use communion cup, that's unnecessary exposure if you can take care of it on your own. And number two, there's a limited supply of those things out there right now. And, we have very quickly gone from, hey, this is going to last a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks to, this may still be going on 3 months from now.
Yeah.
And that is a reality that nobody wants to talk about right now, but realistically, this may be going on 3 months from now.
Yeah.
So, do some thinking, do some preparation. Number three, don't forget your contribution. I hate talking about money. I do, but it's important. It's a part of our worship, and there are. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this kindly, but the churches have obligations. There are works that are still going on, and benevolent works, mission works, and those they're still needing, and sometimes their needs are even greater right now. And then if you are in an area where you are able, Zach, I don't think you guys are able, with the draconian measures that your governor has set forth, but, meet with your family, with friends, come together to worship as much as you can and still be smart in this time. So I wanted to throw those things out.
Jared, go ahead and give your tip. What's your tip?
I just want to say something on the thing about dressing up. With, honestly, if you wanted to wear your pajamas to actual church where you go to the church building and have church with a whole bunch of other people, then that's not going to bother me. I used to tell my kids before that Jesus said worship in spirit and truth, not Gucci and Prada. So it's,
I've never heard that one before. That's it.
That may be a Jared Gaines original there.
I've never heard that one before, man.
Is what you look like on the inside. But that being said, if you're dressing up to go to services, you wear a suit and tie or a dress or whatever, and then while you're quarantined at home, you don't dress up. And what that means is you're not dressing up for God like some people say they are. You're dressing up for the other people that you see.
Yeah.
Which
true story.
And that's necessarily wrong or anything. I'm just saying there could be a tinge of hypocrisy in there.
I agree.
Good point.
I agree.
It's a very good point. Very good point.
That is a good point. Zach, you got any tips or?
Yeah, mine was just mine's more of a community tip, more of a check-in on people, because you got people. I mean, I know how it is. We're not quarantined, but we're just trying to stay out of the public and things of that sort. We're trying to stay in the house, and sometimes it can get a little bit stir crazy. But what makes it adventurous is the fact that my wife is with me. There are people out there, though, who are in their houses by themselves and can't go anywhere. And you got to imagine that's got to be boring. And they've got to be 1,000 thoughts going through their minds. And you've got also people who are sick and need to be checked up on anyway in the first place. Check up on people. And I think it was a couple of weeks ago when I made the point that.
So how about this? How about we, turn it into a challenge, Zach?
Yeah.
As a part of your daily routine, set a time aside, set a timer on your phone, an alarm or whatever for 10 o'clock, whatever, right. And say, I'm going to call somebody.
Yeah.
And, get your church directory out and just start going.
And it doesn't even have to be a call. It can be a text message. I know a lot of our members are actually FaceTiming. Alifair has FaceTimed the last couple of weeks, Keith. We're checking in on her even though we can't go to Mount Manor. Right. So just check in on people.
You tell Alifair next time you FaceTime with her that I love her and I miss her.
All right.
And tell her I never thought I'd see her on FaceTime. But
I think she's using one of the devices from one of the nurses, but it's hey, you do what you got to do. Roger's doing a wonderful job checking in with her every day or every other day. So
I may reach out to Roger and have him give my number to the nurse that's caring for her and see if she can FaceTime me one of these days. I was going to say also, we got sidetracked there, and actually I never got to the point that I was trying to make when I got sidetracked before.
Oh yeah, I forgot you went in a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I was making a point. But as far as daily devotionals go, we are doing one on Zoom, and so you have to have the login. But we've got a number of the members of Shady Acres that are coming together at 10:30 every morning. For a daily devotional. And so they're not going out on Facebook, but we're still doing them every day. But
awesome.
We're going to have to save that point that I wanted to make for another time. But all right, we're definitely out of time now. And so we will wrap this up, and we can't tell you how much we love you, and we want everybody to stay safe, and we want to see everybody. And I feel like I'm saying this every week, and I probably am, and I may make it intentional, but our goal is to come out of this stronger than when we went in.
Yeah.
And so let's help one another to do that.
Stay home, stay safe, and stay together.
And let's get this over with as quickly as possible, so that the boys of summer can get back on the field.
Oh yeah. So, Keith's ready for some baseball.
I want some baseball. Give me some baseball.
The Reds may finish number 1 in that division this year because they're looking pretty good, Keith.
Well, right now everybody's got a perfect record. So,
It's going to be a little bit of a rivalry this year, but that's okay.
Yeah, with the 10-game season. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least they'll
Anyway,
play the teams in their division.
that's it. That's it. Okay, so we will get out of here, and we're gonna check on Pablo and see if we can. I know that they have Peru has extended their stay-at-home order, and
Yeah.
if you think we're having a tough time and it's having an effect on our economy, just imagine what it's doing in other places of the world.
It's killing Peru.
So it's not just us.
Yeah.
This really is a worldwide thing. So, all right. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.